Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nails and Beauty Talk. I am your host, Asia the Bird. Today is something totally different. Today, this is the very first panel discussion for the Nails and Beauty Talk podcast. We are talking about credibility and accountability in the nail industry. Here with me are some of my three favorite and most respected nail artists with me today to talk about this topic of accountability and credibility in the nail industry. First up, we have nail artist from Oklahoma, Tonika. Hello,
Hey,
Tanika, and how are you?
I am great, fantastic, living, doing my thing.
Yeah, that's great. That's really great. The next guest I have with me is, celebrity nail artist. She has been a nail artist for Fashion Week. Please welcome Mimi D. Hello, Mimi, and welcome.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello, hello. I love the moment where you had the blueberry milk nail reaction.
In case you missed it, blueberry milk nails are now a thing.
Light blue. Light blue. Light blue.
He was like light blue, light blue, light
Light
blue.
blue.
Very
That's
cut and
all it is.
dry.
That was iconic. That was amazing. I was posting like in the comments like light blue, light blue, light blue.
That's all it is. I don't get the renaming of things and trying to make it something that it's not. Like just call it what it is. Light
Yeah,
blue. That's it.
yeah, right, exactly. And last but not least, she is an absolutely talented nail artist from Brooklyn, New York. Please welcome Tiny Luxury. Hello, Tiny, and welcome. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
So I want to go ahead and really get started by asking the very first question to you all. So nails have always been a part of expression and symbolism for Black women. So prominent figures throughout history, such as Danielle Luna, Florence Griffith Joyner, Donna Summer, and Coco from SWE, have always been known to wear their nails. Of course, Little Kim and Missy L have wore their nails in music videos. Now we have different track stars wearing their nails and things like that. So nails have always been trending. We've always been the trendsetters for the nail industry, ranging from duck nails, bling nails, money nails, the curved nails. You know what I mean? And so there was an article that was written in the Cut from Asia Malia Ware called Nowhere is more than a style statement. It's Black history and culture. And it quotes, "For years, long nails were deemed ghetto by many outside the Black community. And the nail styles born in the Black community aren't a trend. They're part of our history and culture." So my question for you all is, what is your perspective on the lack of Black women's credibility in the nail industry? Anyone can start.
I'll start.
Okay.
Um, this has been something that has been going on for way too long. And unfortunately, this is something that we've constantly had to deal with in the industry, and not even just in this particular industry, just in life, period. So I feel like this is something that we've had to deal with for so long. And now with social media, we're able to have this stage where we can kind of put ourselves on and allow people to see, like, no, we started this and here's the proof. So I think that before social media, it was more difficult for us to kind of prove that we started certain trends, but now we have this kind of catalog of, no, here's the proof, this is, you can see it right here. So I think that we're going to be able to move toward getting more credibility a lot faster and not having to necessarily fight for
Mm-hmm.
proving that we've actually started certain trends.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with what Mimi just stated. Uh, I think it's also important that when we do um, take the stage that is social media, it's important to have supporters backing us up as well. Um, that's what pushes our voices forward in terms of whatever it is that we're trying to get our just due for recognition in nails, recognition in um, just overall style. It's important to have, I guess you can say, quote unquote, allies. Just um, pushing pushing the facts forward. And if people are unaware, it's up to them to do their due diligence, to do the research. If what has been put forth is not enough. Um, but yeah, are we shocked that this continues?
No.
Not at all. I definitely agree with both of y'all. Y'all pretty much said everything that I was going to say. I feel like
it's just like a big, like, controversial type of thing or whatever. But at the end of the day, I feel strongly about like how our art is being presented and everything. We are like the creators. And a lot of people get a lot of their ideas from us. It can often try to be duplicated, but obviously cannot be duplicated like how we do it, because only we can do it. So at the end of the day, I'm definitely not shocked behind it at all. And it's just unfortunate that this has just been something that's just ongoing. But I feel like no matter what, in there, please, thank you. I feel like no matter what, like, we're gonna always like outshine like those negative comments or perspectives or anything that anybody tries to put on us in this industry. So regardless of what they're saying, we're the creators, you know.
Hmm.
Hey,
I totally
Yeah.
agree. I absolutely agree. It's not even a shocker at all in terms of that we're still not getting credibility in this industry, and it's something that we're all just tired of just being dismissed in terms of our contributions. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember interviewing Telly Talons, and I even talked to her like with every industry, and I even got interviewed by a Liquiplex Nails recently about this issue of trends. That any industry, this is not just the beauty industry and the nail industry. This is different industries across the board where our contributions are so pushed to the back. The agenda is to erase our contribution and how we set the tone for every industry.
Mm-hmm.
And that is something that is still a problem to this day. Like how I was saying about Bernadette Nails, I feel like Bernadette does not get any credit in terms of her contribution to the nail industry. You know what I mean? She created the money nails for Little Kim. You know what I mean? And her nails was, featured in the modern Museum of Modern Art, excuse me. And I don't think she gets enough shine in regards to what she do and how she's contributed to the nail industry.
I just wanted to add that two things with the money nails. I remember watching, I believe it was, I don't want to quote this wrong, but I believe it was Nailgasm's documentary. And I specifically remember a woman who does not look like us claiming that she was the first person to wear money nails. And it just made me like, like, really, girl? Like, you might have been the first person in your crew to wear them, but you weren't the first person to wear them. And I can bet a lot of things on that. And the second thing that I wanted to add was something that Tiny brought up as far as just having allies. I think it's very important to have people who don't look like us to help push some of our narrative forward, because if we're being honest, we're not listened to a lot, and
Right.
they are. And so if we had true allies, people who are not just, trying to like buddy buddy just to say, push their own agenda forward, but to actually have people who are like, no,
Hmm.
this is what is actually the correct information. We need to make sure that we're pushing this information and not something that, you saw elsewhere.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree because when I interviewed Nell by Chelsea, and she's a white nail artist from the UK, and she said a
Hmm.
lot of credit as to how the nail industry is in terms of trends goes to the black community. And I was like, that is absolutely true. So, I was like, yo, thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's important, especially in regards to Nailed by Chelsea. She has a very big platform, so that always helps to
Hmm.
spread the message further when uh, you do have a bigger following.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So the next question I want to go ahead and ask. So we have nail artists from New York and Oklahoma. And so if someone wants to be a nail artist. What are the most popular what are the most popular nail styles that are in demand in your region?
Mm.
Did you
Uh,
whoever first?
I'll start, and I'm going to be very, very honest. The girls don't have style. And what I mean by that is, I'm basing it simply off of the requests that I've been getting lately. I don't know how you two ladies work when it comes to like providing nail art services. Do you work off of inspiration, like nail inspiration? Okay,
Well, both freestyle, and if they bring in any type of inspiration, I'll go based off of that too and switch it up and make it my own.
okay.
Right.
I feel like a lot of the nail inspo is literally of nails that are already done.
Hmm.
So it's
Mhm,
almost as if um, people don't trust themselves to be creative, to think past what is already out in the
Out there.
right.
right.
It's almost like they need a clear visual. Like, okay, I see this, I like this, I want this, and they don't want to change it in any form or fashion. Or if they do, it's very minimal, but it's still
Mhm.
what you see. So
Mhm.
that's really what I mean by the girls have no style. And not that's not a diss, but that's
Right.
more so me saying I kind of wish that they trust themselves in terms of creativity. The number one thing I hear all the time is, "Oh, Tiny, I'm not creative. I'm not creative. I'm not creative." You are.
Yeah.
You are. You just need to
Mhm.
tap in and see what is not in front of you. That's all.
Yes. Agreed. Um, I'm next. Um, right now the girls is on the duck nail trend super hard. When it first came about, when I first started, probably about like 10 years ago, when they brought the duck nails out, they were just like, these little fat wide things. So I was not a fan of them. I declined anybody that ever wanted to do them because I felt like they were so ugly and just not a part of like the type of art I wanted to create. So now that it has came back and they have like a different way of like creating them, and they're like a bit more slimmer and everything, like the girls are definitely on that, but they're more so just like exactly what you said. Anything that's already created, that's what they want. They're wanting more of like the Instagram nails and not, the nails of the artist. My clientele, they usually will go off of what I've already created and then try to switch it to another color. And I'm like, listen,
It's
if
not
you
the
want to
same.
be, yes, if you want to be posted on my page, we're not repeating anything. Like you gotta let me do something different. So my clients have just been letting me just like freestyle and just try like different color schemes out and everything like that. But anybody new that come and sit in my chair are going based off of what they see on Instagram, Explore page,
Mhm.
TikTok, and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I'm working with.
Hmm. And whenever people bring me inspiration that's of a set of nails that they already have seen on Instagram, I ask them what they like about it. And most of the time it's a color or a pattern or something like that. So I will try not to do the exact same thing that they already see. I'm like, okay, if it's the color you like, let's pick the color. Let's get some shades that'll go around that color and then do something different. So
Mhm.
I'm always trying to push somebody away from the exact replication of what they have brought me, especially if it's some, just an exact replication of some
Mhm.
Instagram nails. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
So I want to
I'm
touch
not
more.
doing that.
I want to touch more on the trends because I talked about this when I introduced you, Mimi, about the blueberry milk nail. So, what when you first seen it, what was your response in regards to seeing that clip where the white woman was like, in case you missed it, blueberry milk nails are really a thing, and you know,
Instant irritation. Instant irritation. It was just like, what do you mean? Why are we doing this? And honestly, after the irritation, I laughed it off because this is something that it happens all the time. They just pick a new color and give it a new name. Um, Brownie nails was a thing. Lip
Lip
gloss
gloss
nails was a
nails.
thing. That was the most. I'm like, you
yeah,
mean
glazed donut
clear?
nails.
Out of everything, that
Clear.
probably irritated me the most. Lip gloss nails. You mean clear top coat?
Clear. That was so annoying. But when it comes to trends, I realize like a lot of the times people they can't come up with their own ideas. They have to have someone tell them what to wear. And if
Hmm.
two or three celebrities just happen to wear light blue nails because I don't know, it's spring, then it's like,
Hmm.
oh, we have to push this. This has to be a thing. And it's like,
Yes.
no, this is just the color that people are wearing because
Right.
it's seasonal appropriate. Like, why are we making this a thing? It's not really a thing. And
Mhm.
I try to steer people away from trends. I know that sounds crazy, but I try to steer people away from trends because I want people to get in this, just settle into what it is that you like. You don't
Right.
have to do everything that everybody else is doing. What do you like? Do you even like light blue? Does it even complement your skin tone? Like maybe you should wear light green or yellow or something else. Like you don't have to do what everybody else is doing just because
Mhm.
it's trending now.
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah. Right, exactly. I definitely want to also get into, in regards to what happened also as of recently with Nails by Taya, in terms of her, not turning down her loyal clients, you know what I mean? And people was getting at her and criticizing her because she didn't want to do nails for Cardi B. So, in regards to that issue, how important it is to be loyal to your client base and things like that. You know what I mean? What's your guys' take on that?
That's very important. I I agree with her stance on the situation simply because your clients or your consistent clients, that's your bread and butter consistently. And especially
Mhm.
with the way the economy is going, you want to make sure you keep those relationships in check. These celebrity clients, they come and go. You might get lucky where one will hit you up anytime they're in the city. How often is that? We don't
Mm-hmm.
know. That's not dependable money. So it's very important to always keep that relationship tight between you and your clients. It doesn't matter how long they've been your client. They could have just came to you a week ago. Especially,
Right,
and a lot of clients, they, depending on how the nail tech might take their bookings. A lot of clients, they book ahead of time. This might be for a special event like a birthday, or they're going on vacation.
right.
And girls are very
Hmm.
risky. They'll do it the day before the flight or the day of the flight, the morning of the flight. So imagine being canceled on just to do
Go.
this once in a lifetime opportunity that might
Mm-hmm.
literally happen once
Right.
in your life. It's not worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think she made the right decision.
Hmm.
Yeah, definitely. I've experienced that before with like a celebrity that came down here. And I was just so I want to do celebrity nails, want to do celebrity nails, and this is like earlier in my career. So I ended up basically like moving my all of my appointments around that I had just for that day because I wasn't given any information on like what time that this person was going to come. All I knew was that it was supposed to be that day, and that night she was supposed to make an appearance at the club downtown. And come to find out, like everything was just like made up for promo reasons and stuff, and I'm stuck with, you know what I'm saying, having to accommodate like times and everything like that for my clients and stuff. So now anytime someone comes into town, I do them at nighttime when I'm way done servicing my clients and everything like that. It's like I have to do them at night. If I have to hurry up and get there and get it done so this person can go, that's fine. But my clients definitely come first because they stick with me through everything. So I agree with exactly what she had to do, what she had to do. So
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, I think she made the right decision because, you could rearrange. People are blowing this like celebrity nail artist thing. They don't even know the half of
Oh,
what it requires to actually own that title or
mhm.
hold
hmm.
that title.
right,
And then when people don't know what it is that they're getting to, they can make a lot of mistakes really fast. And she made the right decision because, let's say she budgeted her day, and her day she had 5 clients or however many clients that she was supposed to make. Let's say she's balling like that, she was supposed to make $1,000 that day. If she were to cancel all of her clients to do Cardi B's nails, who knows what she would have gotten paid? But I can almost guarantee she wouldn't have gotten paid $1,000. And even if she did, that's a once in a lifetime opportunity. That's not to say that that's ever going to happen again. And when it comes to doing celebrities, their schedules can change like that. So if you
Right.
were to rearrange all of your clients for that one celebrity and then at the last minute they cancel, now you've made no money. So she made the right decision. And I think a lot of people gave her flack because they don't understand all of the logistics that's required to be a celebrity manicurist. They don't understand timing and NDAs and all of these things. They don't understand. They're just looking at it like, oh my gosh, she's a celebrity. She should have did her nails. Like, no,
right.
she made the right decision.
Yes.
Hmm.
I
Absolutely.
I have a point I want to add on. There's another side to it. I also feel like depending on um, the longevity and the relationship you have with your clients, naturally they might want that for you. They'll move themselves out of the way, especially if they know the nail appointment is just everyday nails. I just want my nails done. It's not for a special event. They'll move themselves out of the way so that way you
Mm-hmm.
can still go get that. I've experienced that. Literally, I
Right.
was in the middle of doing my client's nails. I got a call. I knew I couldn't do it, so I tried to put a fellow nail tech on. She, of course, wasn't available. This is a very last minute call. My client said out of her mouth, Tiny, if you, I'll come back tomorrow if you need to go do that. She was willing
Right.
to do that, and I was going to make room, adjustments just to accommodate her and still get the money on the outside. But things happen the way they happen. It didn't
Mm-hmm.
end up working out. But if you have long-standing clients and good relationships with
Mhm.
them, they'll just move themselves out of the way, so you can get
Yeah,
both bags.
Mm-hmm.
that's a good client.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. She's dope.
Yeah, right, exactly. I want to go ahead and shift gears and talk about this other topic. So the beauty industry in the black neighborhoods are white and Asian controlled. Do you think there's any solidarity between the black and Asian community and other white owned companies that sell their products to make money primarily from the black community?
No, I'll just say it. No, they gonna get their bag and that's it.
Hmm.
That's
You
it.
might find one or two good ones out the bunch, but no, they are very much concerned. I mean, like everybody is concerned about their bag, obviously, but you know, even just thinking about beauty supply stores, there have been black owned beauty supply stores that have been pushed out by Asian companies because they don't. And it comes from all angles. You'll have it from the supplier side, not wanting to supply goods for the black person to have their beauty supply store. It's very much like we own the monopoly on this and we're not giving up space for you or whatever have you. Now there may be some situations where that's not the case, but for the most part, nah. Mm-mm.
Mm,
I agree. I've dealt with that a lot, especially here. A lot of our nail supply stores are, actually all of them are definitely Asian owned hair supply stores and everything. We've had some black owned ones, but again, they did not last at all. But it's I feel like we spend so much money with them. You would think that they had enough respect to treat us as though we are equal of some sort. But going into these supply stores and the way that we get overcharged, literally overcharged, one price is being told from one person, another price is being told from another person, and
mm-hmm.
stuff. It just doesn't make any sense because we're spending our money. All we're trying to do is get good products, so we're able to provide.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
she'll come back. Yeah, but I think what she was trying to get at is just basically like, we're not all treated the same. So
Right.
one person's going to get one price, somebody else going to get another price. And it's unfortunate that we can't have that solidarity because at the end of the day, we're all just trying to like make sure we make enough money to keep food on our table, a shelter, in this economy. Um, so yeah.
Mm,
In addition to that, it. I think they are looking through the lens of competition. You can even see it when it comes to um, just the local nail salons around the way. It's one over here, it's one over there. They're I won't say that they're necessarily competing against each other. It's if someone of another race comes in with the same business that they're trying to compete against. So they're competing against others, but within their community, they're looking out for each other, which it's nothing wrong with that. But what's the saying? It's enough room for everybody. It's really enough
Mm-hmm.
room for everybody. So that whole competition mindset when it comes to the nail industry or even um, the product industry, it's unnecessary, and you need our dollars just as much as we need your products.
Right.
mm-hmm. Yeah, right, exactly. And that same thing with here in the Washington D.C. area, especially in Maryland. Like all the nail supply stores or beauty supply stores is ran by Asians. And I totally
Mhm.
agree with Mimi is that the whole thing is that they're again the whole thing of pushing us out. You know what I'm saying? And that's no different with like liquor stores. That's no different with all these other, these certain businesses, gas stations that's in black neighborhoods. You know what I mean? So there again, it's trying to push us out.
Mhm.
That's why it's important to be knowledgeable in whatever field you decide to partake in. Be knowledgeable in that, and also expand your knowledge outward in terms of business. I think that's what we lack a lot of. And if we just put in the same amount of time we put into looking up whatever interests we may partake in on our off time, we we be running things.
Right. And I think that's part of the thing that they're afraid of.
Oh yeah.
They're afraid of us coming together and actually putting our money together and, putting differences aside, all of those things. They're afraid of us getting together and actually thriving without them. I mean, that's, without getting too deep into it, that was the whole reason the Tulsa massacre happened. We were out there thriving and they got jealous and so that they burned everything to the ground. It's like,
Which is
Mhm.
we were
odd
doing good
because
without y'all.
y'all didn't want us where y'all was at.
Right.
Went
You
over
ain't want
here,
us over here. You want us over here.
and then
So we're
you
going to
came
be
over
over
here.
here minding our business. And then here y'all come
Man,
burning it down for no reason because you mad.
right.
Mhm.
Sad, sad reality.
Right.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, we built, Black Wall Street throughout history. And, because of, something that they had a problem with, it's always burnt to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Unfortunately.
still definitely dealing with that too. Anyways, trying to get the reparations and stuff. They're denying a lot of the living that are still alive that actually lived through that. So it's just like it's just the whole entire process, and it seems like it's going to be a forever long drawn out process until you get the right person to be able to like speak up and stand up against those people. And unfortunately it might end up being somebody that look like them versus it looking like us, because I feel like we're always continuously fighting for what is right. I'm sure we would like to be able to team up with these people and everything like that, but unfortunately it's like they have these like wicked mindsets that is like, no, you can't come to this club type thing. It's like
Yeah.
keeping us
Right.
placed at a certain level, to where we cannot elevate, so we're having to now learn to team up with each other and not see each other as competition, so that way we can build ourselves up and do our own thing. But again, it would be very helpful if we can get someone that's outside of us or people that are outside of us to be able to help push us forward and show us those resources and things that we're really lacking, because I truly believe that we all, including myself, have so many ideas, but it's the certain resources that make it hard
Mhm.
for us not to be able to reach that level. We're having to go the extra mile in order to be
Mm-hmm.
there, unlike other people that may just get it handed or be like, okay, this is all you got to do, here's your list, this is all you got to do, follow these steps, and there you go, you're on your way. Like, we're some hardworking people and it's just not being seen by others, or actually, matter of fact, no, they see it, they just don't respect it. So
They do like they do.
Mhm.
yeah, exactly. Like, oh, we see you working. Yeah, exactly. We see you working, but yeah, you
Right.
might outwork us, so therefore it's a no. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah. So my mother used to go to an Asian-owned salon to get her nails done all the time. She would always, every couple of weeks, get like the French tips. And so, however, she was never told of how to take care of or maintain her nails. So, what do you think the role of nail art should be as pertaining to your customer skin and nail health? Do you think that nail art should inform and educate people about their nail health and also provide them with options?
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes,
that's part of your job as a nail technician.
Right.
When you go to whether it be cosmetology school or manicure, get your manicuring license, you learn all of that. You learn uh, skin diseases, you learn nail anatomy, you learn the anatomy of the skin. So, in learning that, it's definitely part of your job to inform your client of what's best for them. Um, a lot of people um, use use beauty as a cover up, but it should enhance what's already there. And the same goes for nails. You can't cover up a problem. If there's a problem, it's definitely your job as a nail technician to alert your client, and of course, give them the resources to take care of the issue. If they choose not to, then it's in your best interest. Let the client know if this is a relationship that can continue, because then that falls on you and your license as a nail tech.
Mhm.
yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think it's important to know your clients as well. Just because if you know what industry they work in, you can give them specific tips to help them take care of their nails. A client of mine, she was a bartender, and I had to tell her, like, you have to overly make sure you oil your cuticles and underneath your nails, because you're putting your hands constantly in that um sterilizing, to clean the glasses. Like, you're putting your hands constantly in that disinfectant liquid, and it's drying your nails out. So it's super important to make sure that you inform your clients how to take care of your nails, because there have been so many people where, they'll lie and say, oh, it just popped off. You're like, your nail did not pop off, but I'm gonna let you slide, but I know it didn't pop off. So it's just kind of those things of, like, when you can inform them, how to take care of their nails, and that eliminates, or at least minimizes, them giving you an excuse as to why they didn't take care of their nails, or what popped off or something like that. Because the minute, gel chips or something like that, they'll be like, she messed up my nails. Or, people are quick to say, like, if they rip their nails off and they got like ridges and all of that stuff on the nails, it's like, oh, the nail tech messed up my nails. Like, no, you did that. So I think it is
Mhm.
important for the manicurists to inform their clients about how to take care of their nails, just to make sure that they're keeping their nail health intact, because you can only do so much while they are in your chair. Once they leave your chair, it's up to them. And if you aren't giving them the information to equip themselves and to be able to make sure that they take care of what they paid for, then the minute something goes wrong, they're going to blame you for it.
Mhm.
Yes, I definitely agree for sure. I've in the beginning I've had like a lot of people that will come that say, "Oh, well, this is pussing on the side of my finger," or something like that. They would have to go to like the emergency room, and I feel like you need to stop going to whoever you're going to, because you should never have to go to the ER for your nails. Like, that makes no sense. And then at the same time, like, I never understood why they'd be like, well, like the little rings of fire. They'd be like, oh, this is my fill line. No, ma'am, fill line from
What is that?
what is that? You
What is a film?
exactly. So I've definitely had to educate a lot of my nail clients that were coming from other nail techs, women who were just now starting back getting nails after so many years, and even women who don't even sit in my chair will inbox me and ask me questions about like their nail health, or what can they do to strengthen their nails, or everything like that. And I'm not the type where it's just like, well, I'm not even your nail tech, so I'm not about to tell you, no, ma'am, I'm about to tell you what it is, because that's absolutely ridiculous. And I've seen some horrendous like incidents when it came to nails, and I'm like, that is absolutely ridiculous. So I feel like educating everybody on how to take care of their nails is definitely important and a part of our role, just as educating somebody about hair and their skin or anything like that is just as much of everybody else's roles that does those professions and work on those parts of that person. So definitely agree.
Mhm.
I want to add, if I may, I think it's also important for us as nail techs to push on to the clients the need to learn how to do a manicure at home. We saw what the pandemic did and how it had all the girls in a frenzy. How do I take this builder gel off? How do I do this? How do I do that? You had girls on TikTok giving the worst nail hacks known to man and having people ruin their nails. But it's
Floss
important,
picks.
right? It's important for the client to learn for themselves how to perform an at-home manicure in such cases like that, or even if there's a time when you can't splurge the way you normally would with your nail tech, but you still want to keep your nails maintained. You're able to do that with the knowledge that you taught yourself, and also depending on how long you've been with your nail tech, you should have picked up some tips and tricks, or like a clear visual of like what is the basis that needs to be done to your nail.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And it's also important that you have a manicurist that you can ask questions and they can give you an answer that you can understand. And it's that goes back to, we're telling people, like, if you want to go spend $20 at the around the corner salon, you're going to get around the corner salon service. And if you're asking them questions on, well, how do I take care of this, they may not be able to give you this extensive answer that's actually going to help you maintain your nails at home. So, as much as we try to tell people, like, if you want good nails, you need to spend the money, people also need to understand that where you go is important too, because if you can't even ask the person who's providing the service for you, how do I take care of it, and they can give you an answer that you can understand, then that's going to take it a step further to be able to like take care of your nails outside of the nail salon.
Right.
Mm, absolutely. And nail care is very, very important. I like, how a lot of us are stressing now is that nails take time. It's not going to be 20, 30 minutes to get your nails done. You know what I'm saying?
This
You
ain't the
know,
90s.
right. Nails take time, it's not just the artwork. It's also the foundation that's very, very important. If the foundation ain't right, it, the nail and stuff isn't going to matter. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
the biggest thing is nail prep, and like how Tiny said, to understand of how to take care of your nails at home so you can maintain that. Cuticle oil is very, very important. You know what I mean? Putting oil on your cuticles. Make sure having a good healthy diet. Those are different, factors that need to be considered.
That's the top of the top. And just to add another point on, I feel like the number one question and I'm sure we all can agree, we get asked, um, how do I make my nails stronger? How do I make my nails grow faster? Everyone's looking for this quick like way to get to their end goal, and there's no such thing. The number one thing, if you want to see results in your nails, you need to feed your body. It's the same. Your skin, your body is a mirror to your insides. So if you're not taking care of your insides, it's going to show up on your skin. It's going to show up. It's going to show up on your nails. Water intake is important. Feeding your body the necessary nutrients from fruits and vegetables is important. And I get it. I'm sure majority of us can say we don't have the best diet, but at least try to implement certain things. Even if it's not coming from the food, you need to take supplements of some kind, like vitamins. So it starts from
Hmm.
inside, like you said, Asia.
Yes, absolutely. So I want to go ahead and shift gears and talk about racism in the nail industry. Have you experienced racism while being in the nail industry? And if so, what was your experience?
Ooh, child.
I'll go. Um, I've experienced a good amount of racism, and I say that I'll just give an example. I was working on, I'll give several examples. I've walked on sets and people have asked me, "Are you the hair assistant?" I've walked on sets, "Are you the makeup assistant? Are you the stylist assistant?" "No, I'm here to do nails." And then there's a situation where I'm on set and I'm outside of the beauty room, listening to just different conversations, and I can hear what they're talking about as when it pertains to nails, and I'm getting my direction, just by listening, and I'm hearing production say one thing, and when I go back into the beauty room, there's a hairstylist there, and she's essentially like asking me, "Well, why haven't you started nails yet?" And I'm like, "I'm good, thank you." And just kind of hovering and asking, not questions to be interested in what I'm doing. She's asking me questions as if I don't know what I'm doing. And I understand that this face reads that I'm like 22, but I'm well over 30. And so when I have to put my foot down, people kind of look at me like, "Who's you talking to?" "I'm talking to you because you're talking to me crazy." But I do it very gently with a smile on my face so that I get invited back. But it's stuff like that, and then just having different people who are not doing nails trying to tell me how to do my job.
Yeah.
Another situation, I'm trying to color match a nude for a black actress, and it's interesting when you trying to match black skin for a nude color. We have three colors around our nails. And as I'm trying to like pick different colors and, doing swatches or whatever, I finally settle on, a combo of layers that I had to do in order to get the color that was right for her. And as I'm applying one color, obviously it's not her exact match, but I haven't put on the other color that goes on top that would give her the match. The makeup artist is looking over and she's like, "I don't think that's the right color."
Well, I mean,
Right,
And
because
I
she can
said
do
to
it.
her, "First of all, my head is down, so she can't see my eyes. So I rolled my eyes as far as I could into the back of my head because she could not see me. This is why I wear hats on set. And once I looked up, I said, I know, and I'm not finished. When I finish, it'll be the right color. Thank you. And then I go back to doing what I'm doing. And it's just those type of microaggressions. Again, this is another thing that being a celebrity manicurist, you're not privy to. Like if you're just glamorizing this job, you're not even thinking about the microaggressions, the people questioning your abilities, like all of these things that you experience and that you essentially just have to eat and not let it bother you outwardly, even though on the inside you want to scream. So I've experienced, a good amount of racism, and I've learned how to just tune that out so that I don't like go into this angry black woman. And I've been able to be successful in that. But yes, we do experience that. We do experience, even when I've been the lead and I've had assistants who aren't black, production will go to them to ask them questions. Do you not see me standing here? So it's just like those little things that are big things, but those things are, some of the most annoying experiences with racism that I've had to encounter, which are trash.
I've never had any personal experiences, and that could be because I'm not an artist that's on set, and I'm not an artist that gets, you know, linked for a lot of celebrities or celebrity jobs, which is fine. Um, I'm just here in my studio working with my clients one on one. That's how I like it, honestly. Once upon a time, I wanted to be like a set artist of some sort or a celebrity nail artist. I realized that I do not have the attitude for stuff like that because Mimi's really she gives me very much. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I need to tell you, but in the nicest way possible, which is great because
Mm-hmm.
you said you obviously want to be called back. Me, I do not care, and I will let everybody on set know how much I don't care in any way possible. So I think that's why stuff like that hasn't happened for me because there's a higher power that just knows like this is not for you. Stay where you are. You'll be fine. So.
That is hilarious. I feel that so much because I feel like that's how I am, but I do also have my moments where I'm like, just ignore it, just ignore it, just ignore it. Like I'm having to talk to myself. Um, the only time that I've really just experienced it actually also was a time that motivated me to even do nails in the first place. I always started out doing like pedicures and like just polishing toes and stuff. Started with family, then got to college, started on the dorm rooms and stuff like that. Did everybody else's. Used to go to this Asian owned salon, and they did like all the crazy little retro, the line designs and stuff with different colors and stuff. But for some reason, it was something a little jazzy about them that I like to go to them. So
Mhm.
one of their top nail artists that was in that salon, I was sitting there with my friend and she was getting her nails done, and I'm like, man, I really want to learn how to do nails, but I'm not sure like how to go about it. And I asked her, I was just like, how much like would you charge me like to teach me how to do nails? She was like, well, what do you want to know? And I was like, everything, anything you want to teach me, just teach it to me because acrylic used to scare me. So I'm like, I just want to learn how to do it. And so she was just like, well, because you're black, you're really not going to get any business being out here in Oklahoma because they expect us Asians to be the best. And so me and my friend kind of looked at each other and I'm like, everybody in here is black and they're the reason why y'all popping, but I'm just gonna kind of take that and just like think about what you just said. So I had to sleep on it for a couple of days. So I'm like, dang, she really said that to me, because that's really like how she feels. Like that's really what's put out there, is that everybody expects the Asians to be the only ones to do nails. So I went to Walmart, got me a little kit, and started working with Walmart's kids, and then learned about our supply stores from friends, and then just started working my way up and building up my clientele. And now to this day, that person did not expect me to be where I am today. And baby, she's
He's here.
so
Yeah.
it's So that was the only time that I've ever experienced that. I guess other times, like, people are like shocked when they see me out with my nails done or my clients out with their nails done, and then the first thing that my clients like to make sure is known is that yes, my nail artist is black, and
Okay.
they're just like, what? So yeah, they're pretty surprised about that part, but I'm just like, yeah, dun, 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 got it on my chest. That's me. So, so yeah, so those are pretty much my experiences. Other than that, I'm also like just in my own little bubble and just do my own thing. I stay in my own lane. So I pretty much created my own lane out here because I was pretty much one of the first black nail artists out here in Oklahoma City. And I feel like I basically, I don't want to say paved the way, but honestly, I feel like I kind of made it a norm to see more and more black nail artists out here, and it makes me so happy because
Yes,
I'm like,
girl,
they're
take
doing
that.
it.
Wear that badge. Have your
Yes.
day.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So yeah,
Mhm.
that's those are my experiences thus far. I hope I don't have to experience nothing else because I too can get a little reckless at the mouth. So I'd rather be nice. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I would say like in my personal experience, I faced like racism in the Asian nail salon when I was like younger, because it was
Mm.
like me and my parents was going to the Asian nail salon. My mom was getting her nails done, and my dad was asking if one of the nail artists can hand me a pink cutter. So a pink cutter is like you do the pink and white. It's like this tool they use in the Asian
Mm-hmm.
salons. And so they wouldn't give, my dad a pink cutter, for me to use and stuff like that. Because when I was like 13 or 14, I was like big into nails. And in that same salon, there was like this other scenario where, my mom was getting her nails done again. And I was showing, the other Asian nail artists, like, my nail art, there's like, I was like 13, 14 at the time. And there was this one Asian that would stare at me. My dad told me like, this lady was like staring at you, like, I was like, oh my god, you know what I mean. So, but everybody else was like infatuated with my work and stuff like that. And here's the thing: people don't understand that for us to get recognition in this industry, we have to work 5 to 10 times harder than anybody else. That's just part of being black. And the whole thing that I've been seeing is the whole thing with this drama, like nail artists blocking each other, people saying microaggression type of stuff, problematic stuff and things like that, especially on the Threads app. Me and Tiny have seen that. And the thing is,
Mm.
that stuff got to stop. Like, it's just not cool. I don't want it to be like how it was like with the makeup community where there was drama and stuff like that. So, just the whole thing of just bullying other nail artists and not crediting nail artists, it's just not cool.
Mm-hmm.
That
100%.
that people like to take designs that they've seen artists that may not have they may have a smaller following. They'll take their design, throw it on a nail, throw it on Instagram, and act like they created it
Mm-hmm.
and
Hmm.
give no credit to anybody. And I don't understand what that's about. It takes nothing away from you when you credit another nail artist. Like, I know they have the saying that there's nothing new under the sun, and there have been times where people have created, either their signature look, their signature style, or there's one little aspect about their nail art that you can look at it and tell that it's them, like Spiff's work.
Yes.
You can look at Spiff's work, even if she don't even have to put watermarks on her pictures. When you look at it, you know it's her work. And I don't understand why people can't just credit people. Like, it's not that deep. It's really not that deep. If anything, that's showing people that you understand that this is where I got my inspiration from. You're showing people that I'm comfortable enough in my artistry to give credit to the person that I got this idea from.
Hmm.
You know, most people in the industry don't agree with that until they've created something, like literally created something that no one has seen. It's innovative, and then now you see all of the industry trying to swipe it and take credit as if it was their own. They don't understand that feeling until it happens to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mimi said, it takes nothing away from you to credit someone in your caption or even tag them in the post possibly. And I understand we have clients that might bring us images from Pinterest and those don't necessarily have a tag to it. It still doesn't take anything for you to mention in the comments or in the caption, Inspo via Pinterest. If you know the artist, tag them below. Or
Mhm.
artist unknown, please help me figure out who it. Very simple, very, very simple.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of instances where maybe it doesn't require a tag. Let's say if it's something that's not, like if it's a set of French nails and this artist did them in pastel colors. Do I think you need to credit that? No,
Right.
not necessarily. French is universal. Pastel colors, we all have them.
Right.
Unless there was something super creative and super different about the way it was done, I don't believe that you should. Not everything requires you to give credit to somebody, but in an instance where it's this person's own creation, definitely, definitely.
Mhm.
Yeah. And also, I think that if you don't credit people and people start to discover that you ripped that idea from somebody else, then that's reflected on you. And now people can kind of look at you sideways like, where's your integrity? You know? So I agree, if it's something where somebody bought in inspiration from Pinterest or whatever, just client brought in photo from Pinterest, boom, done. Like now no one has to question your integrity or,
Mhm.
think any kind of sideways thoughts about it.
Right.
Done.
Mhm.
I love giving credit. I feel like I'd have missed another nail sister, especially when they come and be like, "Oh my god, these are so cute." I'm like, "Yes, you did these, and I did this."
Yeah.
Like, I get excited to do it, and then I get excited when other people do it to me because I've mentioned that before about my work being taken to really out here, my work being taken and shown to other nail artists and salons, and then I see them posting on Snapchat or something, and it's like, wait a second, because I definitely did that set right there. That's my work. That's my type of marbling. Like, what's happening here? But
Hmm.
I like to give
Mhm.
credit because I believe in karma and I want somebody to give my credit to me. And so that's why
That
I've
part.
experienced my credit being given to me, but I haven't experienced it not happening. At least I haven't caught it before yet. But so far, everybody has been given their credit. And I'm just happy that it's like an understanding between me and other nail artists. Now, as far as a lot of the ones here in the city, whatever. But as far as on social media and stuff, they get the idea. So I'm happy about that because everybody works hard to do what they are doing. Even if it's just like a little spin on the set, I still like to say Nailspiration came from this person because sis, the
Mhm.
idea would have never derived if I would never seen your set.
Right.
So definitely yes.
That's the other thing. A lot of people don't know the difference between nail inspo and you just straight up jacking somebody's design.
Yes.
Difference.
Mm-hmm.
Big difference.
Mhm.
Yeah, big difference. Big difference. And not only that, when you credit someone, you are now introducing your audience to somebody they may not know.
Mm-hmm.
And, if somebody recreates something that I've done and I share it on my story, then that's opening my audience to somebody that they don't know. And then that might be someone that they can go to because they're closer to them than they are to me. So I think all around, just sharing people's work when you credit someone and they share your work, or vice versa, you're opening themselves, or you opening their audience or your audience to somebody that they may not have known before.
Yep.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. Now, there was an interview that I saw that was hosted by the House of Malcolm, and they had the Polish series. And so, one of the nail artists, Morgan Springer, she also goes by Claw Mafia, and she talked about gatekeeping techniques and ideas. So, nail education has progressed so much, and it's very prominent to where you can learn a wide range of things like, knowledge, techniques and things like that. So, what is your perspective on gatekeeping ideas and knowledge, and when is it okay to share them?
You know what? I feel two different ways about it. So
Hmm.
I think it really depends. I understand gatekeep if it's something, if it's a product that no one has has viewed yet or has been using in the nail community, or if it's like a way to do something regards to nails and no privy of it yet. I understand wanting to hold that close to you and safeguard that, you know, maybe forever or for just a period of time until people catch on. They're just like, all right, I don't mind letting this cat out the bag now because now I'm starting to see it pop up. But like I said, it depends. I don't think everything needs to be gatekept. Like for example, recently I came across this nail artist. She did like the liquid chrome. She did like airbrushed colors underneath it, and then she put the liquid chrome on top. Um, Someone in her comments asked her, "Oh my God, that's so pretty! Like, what colors did you use underneath the chrome?" She, instead of answering exactly what was asked of her, she just pretty much said, "Oh, you can see the colors better in the second photo." And it's just like, if you were gonna be an asshole about it, excuse me, you might as well have just not even commented. Like, just act like
Hmm.
you see her asking you this question, but instead you want to answer the question not fully and trying to, you know, still safeguard that. But she ended up answering the girl in the next message. But it's just like, you did all of that just to tell her anyway. It's certain things like that. Like, that technique is, it's not, I think it's pretty obvious what was taking place on this nail. She just asked
Hmm.
you what colors you use underneath it. That's not something to safeguard.
Hmm.
Right. She didn't ask you how you did it or what technique you used or, something like that. Like, I don't think it's a problem to share what products you use.
Right.
I mean, especially in this day and age, like everybody got a code for something. So if you're gonna share what colors, like share your code, get some money on the back end of it.
Right.
But I kind of I'm with Tiny too. Like I feel both way. I feel two ways about it too because there is certain information that you want to keep close to you, and there's also this space in this era, especially when it comes to me as far as like educating and teaching. There are certain things that I am willing to share, but you have to pay for that,
Yeah.
and not in this way of like, it's just like these are things that I had to learn the hard way. And it's not necessarily that I'm trying to prohibit people from learning things. It's just that this is something that, I had to experience racism to learn. I had to, work under people who weren't very nice to me. Like, so when it comes to things like that, I am willing to share that kind of information, but you have to pay for that.
Right.
If you want to learn, you pay for it. Just like you wanted to learn nails, you had to pay for it. So if there's certain things that you want to learn about how to become a celebrity nail tech, or how can I get an agent, or stuff like that, that's information that people are not just going to
And
share freely, because that can essentially at some point maybe take money out of their pocket, or whatever. So there comes this time where you reach this certain level of being in the industry for an extended amount of time, where it's like, okay, I've done all the things that I can do in this span of years. I want to make sure that I share this information with other people so that other people can use this information to get ahead. But at the same time, I'm not just gonna like give it all away.
Right.
Hmm.
true. I like to share. I definitely like to always share like the products and stuff that I use. I feel like I've experienced people asking, well, how did you achieve this marble? Or how did you achieve this type of design? Or what are you using for this and that? So as far as like products, like I'm going to let you know what I use and stuff. If it's a design, or if I learned how to do a certain style design from another person just because they like posted a tutorial or something like that, then I'm gonna be like, hey, like I'm gonna either reference back to this person, like this is the post, or I'm gonna try to explain the best way I can by voicing the text message or the message to that person. Um, but for me, when it comes to like the content creating and stuff like that, anybody that asks me, I definitely feel like that is something you got to pay for, because content creating is a whole nother job outside of you already doing your job already. So to
Right.
be able to
Hmm.
sit here and really try to coach somebody that you don't even know what their ambition and drive is even like in the first place, like I don't like feeling like I'm wasting my time.
Yeah.
So it's like either you're gonna
Hmm.
pay for it and that's gonna show me that like you really for real about it, then we're gonna get to work, or you're gonna sit here and BS and keep trying to inquire about certain things, and then if I don't give you the answer that you're looking for, and then you're saying that I'm rude, I'm just thinking like you're rude for thinking I'm about to waste my time by explaining everything to you. And You know what I'm saying? So I've definitely experienced, like, in the beginning when I first started, like, I would reach out to other people, and yes, they're Asian and stuff, but they're the people that everybody was talking about or whatever. So I would ask them about, hey, how do you do this? Or, hey, what's the best type of brand of gel polish? Or where can I purchase some stones from? And stuff like that. And it was like left on red. So that made me feel some type of way, to where I really just started reaching more outside of the state and started talking to other nail techs that are outside of the state, because they were so much nicer to me, like way nicer to me. And then there were other black nail techs too, like through Instagram, that I ended up finding once I learned how to work Instagram, that made me more comfortable to talk to them than talking to the nail techs that are here, because the nail techs that are here were Asian, and they definitely weren't messing with your girl. So I too feel both ways about either you're gonna pay for it and really put in that work, or but I'm
Mhm.
also, if it's something simple, like, I'll let you know what it is, or just look in my bio or whatever it is, because here goes all the tags of everything that I use. So
Hmm.
yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, basically what we said, it costs you nothing to share whatever information you have on a product or like what you use, things
Mhm.
like that. It's it costs you when it's something valuable. There's value attached to something valuable. So
Mhm.
Yeah, there you go.
it costs me nothing to tell you what glue I use for my rhinestones. I don't tell you.
Yep.
Mhm.
But how I achieve them lasting for a month, you got to pay for that.
That part.
I that
Mm. And also, it doesn't cost you anything to credit somebody if you took inspiration from somebody. There again.
Yep.
Hmm.
Mhm. So I want to get into this other topic. So of course, nails are getting more prominent in the red carpets, and during fashion shows and things like that. So during every fashion season, people pay particular attention to the nails just as much as what they wear in terms of their clothes. Do you think the fashion industry recognizes the role nail art plays in the fashion industry? And if not, why do you think it's not recognized in fashion, and what can we do to change that?
I would say it depends on a lot of things. It depends on, specifically when it comes to red carpets, it depends on the celebrity. There are a good number of celebrities who do credit the manicurist, and then, there are a substantial amount of people who don't. And I, for like the last maybe 2 or 3 years, would try to do like these recaps of nails that have gone down the red carpet. And I would have to go on this like search and hunt and, scrolling and going to different accounts and just trying to find out who did the nails. And it's so annoying when I'm looking and they will credit hair, they'll credit makeup, they'll credit styling, they'll credit the stylist assistant, they'll credit the photo assistant, they will credit everybody else but the manicurist. And that's part of the reason why, some people maybe, and that's another thing that people don't understand about being a celebrity manicurist. If you are out here trying to do it for notoriety, you're doing it for the wrong thing. You're doing it for the wrong reason. But to get back on topic, when it comes to red carpets, it is increasingly difficult to figure out who did the nails. And then when it comes to the industry, even something with like Fashion Week, that all depends on the designer, because there can be designers who will care about the nails, and then there are designers who don't care about the nails. It When I would lead shows, it would be so difficult to try to find a sponsor who would sponsor financially. A lot of brands would want to sponsor product. That's great, but I can't pay my light bill with your polish. I need money, and I can't get people to be on my team without money. And some people don't understand that. They look at nails, unfortunately, as, the last thing. It's a last minute booking. Even with, certain on-set jobs, I'll get an email the night before a shoot. Are you available such and such? And I'm thinking to myself, how long have y'all been planning this shoot? Why are you just now trying to book a nail artist? what have you been doing this whole time? And it's not like nails aren't important. There have been I have this thing now where I just find bad ads, or I'll have ads that just have terrible nails on them, because it just goes to show like you can't have a product focused image where the nails are jacked up. You got cuticle grow outgrown, you got nails that are hang nail, all of this stuff. It's like they don't think that nails are important. They don't think that, you know, because they're so small, I think that people equate the size with the importance.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not what it is. These are very much important, because you could have a man that's in a suit that's tailored, fitting nice, haircut, all the things, and you get down and he got dirt underneath his nails, you're looking at him funny. So, and I've seen that go down I've seen that go down the runway. I've seen that plenty of times, and it's just like, y'all really are not thinking that nails are important when really they are. And I find that a lot of the times we're the only ones who think that that is important, unfortunately. So I would like for it to change. um and I've put a lot of energy into wanting it to change, but I also am like growing into this phase where it's like, I ain't giving you no more of my energy. I'm tired of barking up this tree. I'm tired of feeling like I'm yelling from the rooftops and getting no one to respond. So I'll be over here when more people join the fight, or when allies decide to like join in and help push the narrative forward. But I do feel like, there are just so many times when I'm looking at things and I'm like, that would look so much better if this person had their nails done.
Right.
I
Mm-hmm.
hope that answered the question. I feel like I just went off on a tangent.
Yeah,
No,
I
I
have
agree.
Beyonce.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Any thoughts, Tanika and Tiny?
I've
Y'all
only,
happened to Beyonce. That's all I'm gonna say. When she was on stage,
bruh.
a mess.
Nobody works harder than that woman's team, because you cannot find that picture anywhere.
It's gone.
And I'm just thinking, like, y'all legit looked at this
hmm
and posted
And
it
said,
as,
post.
this is good.
Oh
This
yeah,
will work.
Beyonce's nails. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely horrible.
And even that caused the uproar,
Right.
Yeah,
because how you gonna be Beyonce and your nails aren't done and da, da, da. And I'm like, I get it, like, girl,
you got
you
you
ain't.
got a standard.
Not only how are you going to be Beyonce, but like you mentioned Floor Mafia earlier. I speak to her frequently. Like she mentioned to me, how are you going to have a job that? How are you on tour? Your focus is here. This this is part of the entire look. You're going to have a microphone up to your face. This needs to be in check at
Yep.
all times.
At all times.
All
And I feel like she was waiting to get back to the States so that she could go to the person that she's used to going to. So maybe, like, especially with someone as high of a status as she has, she may not want to like cycle through a bunch of different nail artists like other celebrities do. Definitely not excusing them posting that picture, but I'm just saying that that might have been like her reasoning for her nails growing on that long. But then also,
Mm-hmm.
who are these people that are around you that are like okaying this? Like, y'all couldn't have no press-ons to just like slap on top of them, or a
Mm-hmm.
glove or something. I mean, there are ways to like hide grow out. Throw some glitter in the back or some gems or something.
right,
Do something.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a sad moment.
Yeah,
That
Beyonce
was a
gotta
real
get
sad moment.
Beyonce gotta get Gracie J's press ons. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
She got to get something. That was a
Fixed her right on up.
Mhm.
okay.
Fixed her.
Right, exactly. I want to go ahead and switch gears and talk about social media. So, social media and YouTube has become a big part of our generation for sensationalism, going viral, especially with branding and marketing. And part of our job as Black nail artists is to not only promote our artistry, but to also gain our own audience and have, gain a clientele. So, there have been complaints from Black creatives about social media platforms such as TikTok in terms of not getting the credit in regards to setting trends. So a non-black influencer will get more recognition for doing a dance a black creative has created, and will get
Mm-hmm.
brand deals and will get a lot of shine, get millions of followers. You know, with the person that created the black person that created it, they won't get the brand deals or the shine or a lot of the credit. So could you expand on what other ways has social media undermined black creators, especially black nail artists?
Ooh,
Just with that, just as that
Mm,
specific example, I feel like that's the largest example that we can pull from. It's me being someone with 14,000 followers and then having someone who is not black with, 50,000, 100,000 or whatever. Not saying that this has happened to me, but I'm just saying,
right.
there'll be someone with a larger following that will take something from a smaller, from a creative with lower numbers, post it and pretend as though they've done it and now they're getting all the recognition. I believe this situation happened to Gracie. She she took she put press-ons on her toes and did the Nike check and like did a video where like she was doing, her toes like that, and then was it Nail Sunny? It
Yeah,
was
nail
some it
sunny.
was some
Yeah, nail
account.
sunny. Yeah.
Yeah, it was some account with like I think they had like 1 million followers or something like that. They recreated the look, and then they got like a repost from Nike and like all this other stuff. And she was in the comments like, "This is my work. This I created. This, I that." And so that's just an example of someone with a larger following taken from a black creative, not giving them credit, and then reaping the benefits of that. It happens all the time.
yeah.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, it happens all the time. It's frustrating because you want to showcase your talent, you want to showcase your creativity, and one of the easiest ways to do that is to put it online. The only risk with that is once you put it online, you have no control over who sees it and what they do with it.
Hmm.
And it's just playing this game of, I want to show my work and I want to show my creative side, but I want to make sure that I get the credit for whatever it is that I'm creating, and that nobody else can do that. And it's very difficult because you have no control. Once you press submit, once it goes through, that's it. You have no control over who takes what. Just even with designs that you put online, you only know about the designs that you only know about people who take your work and not credit you by what people send you. So you don't know how many accounts out there have recreated your work, have potentially made money off of it, and you don't even know about it.
Hmm.
I think
Yeah.
a clear example of all of that is these nail repost pages, or like these nail community pages. We see a lot of these pages posting nail artists of a specific color. A lot of those designs look similar to the type of styles that we wear, but it seems more acceptable on a hand that is not of our color. Um, and I feel like, I'm not sure if any of you, when you post, you tag these pages like Nail Inspiration or like Nail It Daily or whatever the names of the pages are, in hopes to get, reach their platform to get exposure and things like that. And it seems like you can never get past that wall because there's a clear wall there. Things
Mm-hmm.
look better on this type of skin compared to when the same things started on this type of skin. Um, it's, I don't know. It's just, it's frustrating, but at some point, I can speak for myself. I just learned to look past it. It's very hard, but it's almost like, what can you do, right?
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah. What can you do? I thought about that when it comes to Fashion Week, and there's often this talk of like there not being enough black models walking some of these shows, and not making any excuse for it at all. So let me just make that perfectly clear. But when you put like, of course, all the models have the same hair, same makeup, all the things. When you put that on a white model, you look past them and you just see the clothes. But when you put that same hair, makeup on a black model, you're paying attention to the model. And I think a lot of designers don't want people paying attention to the person that's wearing the clothes. They want people to pay attention to the clothes. So I think that they book more white models than black models because they want people to pay attention to what they worked on, which is designing, structuring, creating, and building the outfits. Now, when it comes to nails, when you look at nail photos, when you look at nail art that's on a white hand, you will look past the white hand. You will just look at the art. When you put it on a black hand, that has more depth. It has a story behind it. You're now looking at the hands of the person and you're like, wow. Like I said earlier, we have three colors around our nail bed. So when you're looking at it, like you're looking at it, not just looking at the nail art, you're also looking at the hand. And I mean, we all have stories, right? Like all of us, we all have, and I mean us as in us, we all have like our own stories that come with us. Like just we set trends, we do all of the things. So it's not just something that you can look past the, you can't look past us.
Hmm.
Like you have to take everything into account when you're looking at nail art on a black hand.
Right.
Um, but to go back to, the original question, I think it is very frustrating when you are a black creative and you get these ideas and you're putting your heart and your soul into something and only to see that essentially be whitewashed and to see someone else make a profit off of that. It is disheartening, it is sad, it is frustrating, it is all of the things, because you just want to be able to feel like not only that you're good enough, but that what you're doing can be accepted from the person that it came from and not from somebody else who took it, whitewashed it, and is now making a profit off of it. And I think, Asia, what you were referring to earlier, with the young lady who came up with the Renegade dance. I know her name starts with a J, but I don't want to butcher it. But, just to see someone like her who created this like movement with that dance, like everybody was doing that dance, not me, but everybody was doing that dance. And then to see
Hmm.
someone like whatever her name is, come and like do it,
And blow
be
up off
nice.
of it.
Be nice. To do it and
It-
to now get right. To see her do the dance, with not as much soul and, flair and swag and all of that. And then to have her get all of these endorsements, it's almost like, bro, she wouldn't have had that if it wasn't for
every,
her.
every time.
Hmm.
And that is the thing that be pissing me
The
off.
other
And it's like,
thing, I'm sorry, finish your point.
go ahead, go ahead.
What I wanted to say was the other thing we have to worry about is when stuff like that happens and we voice our concern, our issues with not getting recognized. They look at it as us whining or crying. So it's like, oh, let me throw these crumbs at her. Let me give her this little endorsement here, this thing over here, this little Nickelodeon appearance. She'll be happy. She'll disappear. We'll act like it never happened. And
Yep.
you see that not only in the area of TikTok, but you see it in the nail industry too. Like, oh, okay, this
Hmm.
person's crying for recognition. Let me just give them this little bit of shine. Let me put them in this magazine. It'll all go away or it'll all fix the problem. But it's just like, it's not whining and it's not crying. And I'm not expecting for you to suddenly feel bad to the point where now you have to throw me crumbs. I'm just asking for pure, honest recognition.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's it.
So
Hmm.
it's like
That's it.
all comes down to respect. Like we want to be respected as artists because we put in a lot of work and we can post 10, 15 videos of things that we edited and everything, and then for us not to get that acknowledgement and let somebody do something not even nearly as creative as what we're doing, and next thing you know it's like ding 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 ding, ding, ding. So it's just like, yeah, no, I definitely get frustrated with it. I get frustrated with TikTok about it and everything. It's like, do you want me to post this stuff? Do you not want me to post this stuff? Like, what's like at this point? What's the point? Like, what's the point of posting these things or whatever? Because it's like at the end of the day, it's like the acknowledgement's not gonna be there. So it's like you're just posting these nice videos and pictures just cause, you know what I'm saying, like your own like little portfolio type thing. But I definitely understand about whenever you're mentioning about the models and stuff, like how they all look the same and people focus on their what they're wearing versus like the entire being, but put something like that on us and stuff, they're focused on the entire being and stuff. I just feel like our canvas just shines too bright that they can never
I was
overlook
gonna say,
us.
I know it's a lot. I know it's
Yeah,
a lot,
yeah, they
That
can't
part.
take us like
That
that.
part.
They can't handle it. So, and of course, we're gonna shine no matter what. Not only do we have luxurious skin, but we got everything else too. So it's just kind of like, dang, we got
Mhm.
a bunch of like points. Okay, we got a whole list of ingredients that's within us that is kind of like they can't
Natural.
handle it because they might not even have not even half of that. So it's
Mhm.
just like at the end of the day, for me, like no matter how discouraged that I may feel some days and stuff, it's like I'm gonna still keep going. I'm gonna still keep going because the right person definitely is gonna see my work. Or even if it's not even just that one right person, I know that there's other people who may be inspired by me that are watching me and stuff. So it's almost as if like I'm gonna still do it for those people that are also wanting to continue on what they're doing. They may be having a hard time. So I just like to feel like I not only inspire myself, but I want to be able to inspire other people. And the world that we live in is just unfortunate that we're continuously being looked over, but being looked over, but at the same time, the other hand is kind of taking our stuff too. So
Mhm.
yeah, it is frustrating. It makes you want to slap somebody, but you know.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, and it just goes back to the racism part. You know, I think the algorithm, I feel it most definitely that it caters to non-black influences and it's black influences. You know what I mean? They're the ones who choose, you know, this is the person we're gonna make go viral and whatever. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And that's the thing with that. So a lot of people, you know, these different cultures want our culture, want our aesthetic, but do not want our blues. And you know, that's the thing with that. So there again, it goes back to the racism.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Yep.
So I want to get into this other question. So there's been like this common saying, this common quote around the nail community. So it's the saying of nail tech shouldn't compete against each other, or we shouldn't see each other as competition. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't agree to a certain extent. Let me just
Yeah.
say that to a certain extent. I think some competition is healthy. I used to run track, and you can practice and practice all you want to, but until you get, standing beside those other seven people getting ready to run your race, once that race starts, there are other people there. If somebody's running faster than you, then that can push you to like get your personal best. So I do think that some level of healthy competition is okay. When it starts to get down to like the name calling and all of that, then that's not okay. But I think some healthy competition is okay.
Yeah.
I agree. There have been nail artists that make me want to push my brush past points that I didn't think that I could possibly get to. Like you said, it's healthy and it can increase your level of knowledge. Excuse me, your level of knowledge, and also expand um, the current state you're in terms of like your nail career. So I think healthy competition is a good thing. And like Mimi said, also when it comes down to thinking you're better than someone or talking down on someone based on like what their style is and stuff like that, it's like it's
Hmm.
all of the cattiness that exists within the nail industry is really not necessary, and it comes
Right.
from a bad place. It doesn't help any of us,
Right.
and it's ghetto.
Yep. I agree. Everything that was just said, I definitely agree. And ghetto it is, okay?
But that will not stop me from getting my popcorn and looking and listening and
You
watching
know,
I
I'm not gonna
and
lie, I
mean,
scrolling.
sip some tea too, you know.
do a little
Yes.
screenshot.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mm. Yeah, I can
Hmm.
agree that, competition is healthy. You know what I mean? I think there's nothing wrong where we can all, in the nail community as a whole, where we learn from each other and things like that. But I think also too, is that people have to understand still in the nail community, non-black people have to understand there again, it's like us as black nail techs, we have to work 3 to 5 times harder, 5 to 10 times harder, like how I said before, than anybody else to get recognition and things
Hmm.
like that. So I think that's something that people have to really remember.
Yep.
Yeah, they definitely have to remember that.
Absolutely. So I want to get into AI and robotics. So, we can't ignore AI and robotics. AI is getting bigger. They already have a machine that does nails. So technology is going to do nothing but get better and progress and advance. Do you see AI and robotics affecting the nail industry and nail artists?
Nope.
No,
If I did, I'll
there's
show up one
something
time.
there's something about that hand to hand contact that you can't beat. You can't
Mhm.
kiki with a robot.
No.
Right.
I feel like their laugh
At
would be
all. You
super
can't tell a
dry.
robot.
Ha 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 ha
Uh,
ha
uh, uh, uh,
ha.
Just dry.
Yes.
And speaking of robot, the nail art will be very robotic, very printed. It's not
mhm.
like Mimi said. There's something not
Not
only
unique.
the one on one.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
something. It's something about just getting the art customized to you.
Right.
That's part of the entire process.
No.
The nail salon is like the barbershop for men. You
Yep.
don't,
Right.
you're never gonna see a robot cutting a man's hair. Like that's where we get together, we talk, whether it be about positive things, negative things. This is just a place to air out your grievances,
Mhm.
relax. There's nothing relaxing about a robot.
No. Mm-mm.
Oh, there you go.
Right.
Because the whole time you can be like, but don't you slip up and, you can
Right.
be looking the whole time like,
Right.
mm-mm. Nah, I ain't worried about no robot.
Right.
Nope. I would do it one time just to be like, oh, this robot did this on my hand, but it would never be a continuous thing ever in life.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Ever
Mhm.
in life. Just like the robot
Right.
that is doing eyelashes. You would not get that close to my eyeball. Like,
Oh, no.
Listen.
yeah.
Uh-uh.
No.
I saw
No,
something
no,
today.
no.
Yes, like no way.
Yo.
It
No,
might
I'm
glitch and
good.
stab me in the eye or something with the tweezer. I ain't got time.
No, mm-mm. Nope.
Right.
No, no.
Then who can I talk to about that?
Right.
Right. Where's their HR?
They got waivers for that.
Right.
Mm. What would you say would be solutions moving forward to help Black nail techs and nail artists get more recognition in the nail industry?
White people. They're the ones with the platforms. They're the ones with the brands. They're getting the brand deals. They're getting, the sponsorships and not to say that because I've gotten a few, but I mean, if you measure how many black artists are getting sponsorships to white artists, they're always going to get more. Um, and I mean, I look at Target. I go into Target at least once a week,
Why?
and you go down the nail aisle, and you see all of these brands, all these press-on nail brands that have just come out of, you know, essentially 2020, and like boom, they're all over the stores. And there's some of the history there with some brands that I'm not gonna like get into naming who and whatever, but you know, they got their start working with black nail artists, or they got their looks from some black nail artists, but it's gonna take white people to essentially pull us up. Unfortunately, it's gonna take them to be our actual allies and say, I mean, I know they're probably not going to, but they're gonna have to like either turn down jobs and pass that on to us, or they're gonna say, hey, there's a nail artist that I think would be a better fit for this. Let me introduce you to X, Y, and Z. I've seen that when I've when I'm on set for jobs, they will have um they'll give me a deck, or they'll have a deck with like all of their nail inspiration, for ideas that they want the nails to look like, and it'll be filled with either designs that have come from black nail artists that are on white hands, or they will have the actual photo from that black nail artist, things like that. When I've been on set and I've assisted white manicurists, they'll have images of black people or black hands or black looks or whatever. But it's gonna take white people to put us up. I mean, it's obvious that, when we voice our opinions on things, we're looked at as complaining or whining or whatever have you. But it's going to take a cosign from a white person to be like, no, this needs to go to this person. This needs to go to this person of color. This opportunity needs to go here. I would say, I remember Essie had they had like their brand ambassadors, or it was some company. They had all their brand ambassadors and educators, and I would say 95% of them were white and the other 5% were Asian. And people were like, oh, you don't have any black people on there. And I remember one person who was on there. Her name was Michelle Saunders, and I've worked with her a lot of the time. She's a white woman, but she looked out for me. I would say she is a true ally. She said, I'm going to give up my seat, but you have to put somebody who's black in my place. So it's going to take white people to give up their opportunities for us in order for us to get to a place where we are recognized on the same level.
I agree. And it's not like the opportunities will just stop coming for them. It's
Right.
constant and endless opportunities. So it costs you nothing to pass the opportunity to your fellow person of color. It,
Yeah.
obviously, we're out here doing the work for ourselves, putting our work out there into the atmosphere. And that's not enough, clearly, because then we wouldn't have this conversation.
Right.
So I agree with Mimi wholeheartedly.
Yes. Same.
Mm,
Absolutely.
You
mm.
hear that, white people?
Come on, come on.
Help us
No, but
out.
it's true though, because I remember getting into a back and forth with someone.
Go sit down.
I'm not going to get into the specifics because then that'll call her out. But I remember going back and forth with her essentially because we were having this conversation. I think this was like 2020 or before 2020, and I was just basically like sharing on my Instagram story. Where are the opportunities for brand ambassadors for Black women? Like, where are they? They are not here. And she was trying to go back and forth with me with like, well, what about this person? I'm like, that person is Asian. Where are the opportunities for brand ambassadors for Black women? And I still haven't seen it. 4 years later, I still haven't seen it. So again, it's just that opportunity of, okay, this is a wonderful opportunity. Or if you don't want to give up your opportunity, obviously because you got bills and whatever, I understand that. When that opportunity is over, pitch somebody who's black to the brand. Say, hey, I've worked with this person before. They're amazing. I think they will fit right in once my contract is over. XYZ, blah, 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 blah. It takes nothing to pull somebody up after you if you have a good relationship with the brand. But it's going to take white people to do that.
Add Tanika.
I'm sorry, my son is like over here, kind of distracted me real quick and everything. But no, I definitely your initial question, because my camera also did wipe out also whenever you're on like in the middle of saying what your question was. But from what I was understanding from the answers, um, was that what should people do more to be able to elevate their business more? Is that what we're talking about? How was the
How can black artists get the shine they need?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got you. Okay, so my advice is to my my advice is to keep. It's not funny. To keep on posting, continue to create content, because like I said, there's always somebody that's out there looking. Um, there's always out there someone out there looking. There's always someone out there watching. It only takes one person that really believes in what you're doing, or it might take a group. Like, God willing, it's a group of people that see what it is that you are trying to do, and He's blessing you with those people that are able and willing to take your brand and your business to the higher level with the people who have the right intentions for you, and also understand that whatever it is that is being done, the beneficial is going to be for you because they see your potential and the greatness in you. Even if you don't see your own potential, at the end of the day, someone is going to always see the greater, and they're going to always make sure that you understand that you do have the greater good. So I honestly would say the worst that anybody can say if you ever reach out for like collaborations or if you wanted to become a brand ambassador or whatever the case may be is the answer is either going to be a yes or it's going to be a no, but don't let that no discourage you. Let that no encourage you to continue to keep going. It's so easy for a person to feel so discouraged that they're giving up on their dream, now realizing that if they would have just asked that next person could be the one that actually take your business to where you actually see your business going. So it's really just don't give up, because we're being seen and we're all united within each other, if anything. And so as long as we're continuing to build each other up, we're giving the credit that is needed to be given, we're applying ourselves and being consistent with that, but also making sure that we're taking care of our own mental, our physical and our emotional, we're able to balance out everything that is needed to be done. Yes. What is happening right now? But yes, that's what I have to say on that part.
And I would like to add that, okay, so it's not just all white people, right? I feel like black people, we have to get together and talk about rates. We have to talk about what we're making. We have to talk about what brand is offering what budget for said job or whatever. We have to get together and talk about these things, because there will be a time where somebody will be offered, $10,000 and somebody may be offered $3,000. But if we're doing the same job and we're not talking about the rates that we're getting, this person that's getting 3,000 is getting gypped out of potentially making an additional $7,000. So I do think that we have to be able to, get out of this mindset of, oh, I don't want to talk about how much I'm making because it's gonna take money. Like, no, we have to come together and be willing to talk about the money that we are making.
Yeah, absolutely. I think another thing too is that, I don't think we should just rely on getting non-black people to speak up for us and to, give us, jobs, things like that. I think the important thing is to build our own platforms. I think the biggest thing is to build our own businesses, support each other in, within our business. Black owned businesses like support each other. You know what I mean? Control our dollar. I think that's the biggest thing too. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So like how, Mimi talked about how, or Tonika, talked about how we give our money to other groups, and they're dominating the nail and beauty industry, but I think also too there again it's just building your own. Have your own
Mhm.
business, have your own platform or podcast or something where you can highlight your own people. So that's very, very important.
Yeah. I agree. And I feel like there are instances where, we have our own little pockets of
Hmm.
black women doing certain things, like uh Sashani has her own tools, and then there's people who have their own schools. There are people that have their own gel polishes or acrylic lines or all those things. So, if we're able to repost their work or share their products or something like that, that's also a way for us to, come together and be able to support one another to elevate us as a whole.
Mm, yeah, absolutely. So last but not least, what are some black owned nail businesses and brands that nail artists and tech should support?
Buy Shoshani's tools. They are amazing. Oh my god, I just used her nipper today. Her nipper, super sharp. Hold on, because I gotta show her baby, if you don't do nothing else, you have got to get this square pusher. This thing gets every cuticle off of the nail plate. I'm talking, and you can use it dry.
I love a square pusher.
If you don't get nothing else,
I know hers is sharp.
girl, the sharpest. I've had this for 2 years. Have I had this for 2 years? It don't matter. I've had it for some years and it's still sharp as all get out. Buy it. Buy multiples of them.
Nice.
Buy it. That.
That.
That. And then I got all my back up. Bed of nails. She's got
Mm.
buffers.
Mm.
Candace
She's
Idahan.
got buffers, files. She got her own gel system now. She's got
Just
nail art
glass.
stuff. She's got classes. She's got her own gel lamp. She's got all the things. Who else got stuff? Neat Nails Always. She has gel. I
All the
have
Mm.
some of her liners. Who else did I got up in here? I got some of everybody. Oh, if you're looking for tips, oh, does she sell those anymore? I think she does. Glam nails, glam goodies. She's got tips because of the Asian one. They going through their own drama, so
Right, right,
buy hers.
right.
Buy hers. Who else got
Gucci
stuff?
nails, Hair
I'm looking around.
Nova.
Pear Nova. I got some of her stuff. Pear Nova.
Poochie's nails.
Poochie,
Nails.
Oh
the
yeah.
queen.
Yes.
Poochie. I'm looking around like who else stuff do I have in
Nails
here?
by
I know that.
Team.
Yeah, Mimi. Gracie J. You know what I'm saying?
That
Yes.
is her. Tiny with her cuticle oil.
Hmm.
Period.
Love yourself, purr.
I
She
mean,
got different flavors. You know what I mean?
I got the cuticle oil, I got the press-ons. Honestly,
Hmm.
everybody here on this panel has something that
Mhm.
Yeah.
you out there that will be watching this, you can purchase and support. Um, and honestly, it's really up to based on what it is that your needs are or what you're looking for. I would say do your due diligence, look up some black owned whatever it is that you're looking for, and give it a try. Me personally, I try not to. I only recommend things that I know I've tried personally. Um, and I try not to tell people what I think they should. Or I try not to like push things onto people. It's like if you honestly have a use for it and you've been looking for this, and there's a black company you can get it from, get it from them.
Yeah.
Get it from them.
Mm.
And that's not to say that if you try it and you don't like it, that's not to say that it's a bad product.
Right.
It just might not be the product for you. Because somebody could come to you and ask you, well, what's the best nail hardener? And you give them one and then they try it and they don't like it.
Right.
It's not necessarily what my best is. I'm just going to give you some recommendations and you can go find one that you like. So,
Right.
yeah.
Mm.
I need a list of all the products that you listed because I literally like be looking everywhere, and I still be going to the nail supplies here, but like for my charms and everything, I order from different like boutiques and stuff that are online. But everything you just said, I need all of it.
Get
'Cause
it
I
all.
love everything. I love buying
Yeah.
nail products. So yeah, add more to the addiction, okay? Please.
Yes, we're gonna have to you know what we should do? Oh, and if you're looking for a black nail artist in your area, you can go to blackgirlsdonails.com and
Yep,
she's
Yes.
got
I'm
a
on it.
whole directory. And
Yes.
if you are listening, you need to come up with a page for black owned nail products.
Oh yes.
Mm.
I'm a DM her right now. I'm a DM her right now, girlfriend.
Uh huh.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep,
resource list.
sure.
That'd be cool.
That
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
definitely something that's not in existence. So
Yep.
Yeah.
that needs to be
Yeah, yeah.
started.
Yeah, 25th in June, 9th in Maxwell,
Right.
the
Yes.
Airport, also the Nail Cakery, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I
The
love
Yes.
the
nail
nail
store.
Jesse
cakery.
Monroe.
Yeah,
Yes.
Betsy Monroe.
Um, there's so many.
Oh, that's so
Mhm.
exciting! Oh my god.
There's literally so many. We're just like sitting down, like thinking about it. There's so many options. There really are
Mhm.
so many options.
Yes.
Yeah, Tiny
Hmm.
Cuticle Oil, support her, Gracie J with her products and her
With her
press.
press-ons, come
Yeah,
Right.
on
you know what I
now.
mean?
Yes, she need to be in Target.
Exactly,
Sure.
that part.
Long overdue.
Okay,
Mm.
just
Target.
Yeah, yeah,
be nice, be nice,
Go sit down.
yeah,
be
yeah.
nice.
Last but not least, where can people find you all on social media and how can people support you guys' work and business?
I am at the Mimi D MIMI the letter D on all platforms. My website is themimid.com. And all of the things, all of the links are there.
Oh, you also too talk about the sale of your merch because you said the sale ends Monday. I think.
Yeah, it ends tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'm switching my website. I'm switching the platform, so it's not going to go away completely. It's just on a little bit of a pause. But yeah, so I'm having a big old sale, buy one get one half off, and get your shirts and your hats and your sweatpants because it's about to be cold. And I'm actually wearing.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna worry about
I
trying to do that. I am wearing them now. They're
put
very comfy. They're very comfortable. Yes.
You can find me at tiny.luxury on IG. You can also find me on IG at pressed by tiny. Um, in my tiny luxury Instagram bio, it's linked to my link tree, and I have various links to whether you want to buy my cuticle oil, or if you want to link directly to my press-ons, or if you want to book an appointment with me. The links are all there in the tiny.luxury bio of my IG.
My Instagram is simply Tonika, Tonika. TikTok is touched by Tonika. I'm currently wanting to go ahead and get back into my YouTube, so my YouTube was also touched by Tonika. It's already started. I just haven't been on there in a little bit, but it's coming. I sell like press-ons. I have cuticle oil and everything as well too. So my website is www.touchedbytanika.com. So I will have all of my items on there as well. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Yeah, it's really,
Yes.
really cool. You can also find me on, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, threads at Age of the Bird. Please support my YouTube channel. I have the Nails and Beauty Talk podcast. I talk about, nails, fashion, art, NFTs, crypto, Web3, things of that nature. So, please support me.
Yes.
Yay!
You know, um, Yeah, well, thank you all so much for, jumping on to this, lovely first panel discussion that I've hosted. I thought, this was really much needed. These topics need to really be touched on and talked about, so I definitely want to thank you, Mimi, Tiny, and Tonika for jumping on and really always supporting me. And I've had you all on my show, so it's been such a great, honor to speak with you all and, to see, what you guys are doing and you guys are actually flourishing and things like that. So thank you so much.
Yes,
Thanks for having
thank
us.
you.
Yes, and also too is Tanika's birthday coming up, so enjoy the
Happy
goodies as
early
well.
birthday, girl.
Thank
Party time.
you. I'm turning 30.
Yes, well, thank you all so
30
much.
30.
30, 30.
30 30.
Yes.
Well, thank you all so much. And before I'm about to cut this recording off,
Mm,
so we just have to sit here for 5 or so minutes because I want everything to be processed.
Okay.
okay.
Hello, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to click the bell for notifications. Also, follow me on my social media platforms and visit my website, ASIATHABIRD.com, and be on the lookout for more interviews to come very soon. Take care, stay healthy, and stay beautiful. Bye bye.